welcome. If you're trying to, get straight to the core of interesting ideas, you're in the right place. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a really fascinating angle on wealth creation. It's based on some material called the Archaic Alchemy of Wealth Creation.
Right. It looks at how people built wealth way before our modern financial systems kicked in. It's much more about tangible skills, physical effort, and community ties.
Yeah, exactly. And our mission here is just to pull out the key insights from this older perspective, see what might still, resonate or be useful for you today.
Okay, so the first big thing that kind of jumps out is how different wealth felt. We often think digitally abstractly now.
Yeah.
But this source talks about, getting your hands dirty.
Like tilling the soil, or a blacksmith, hammering out iron, weavers making tapestries. Very physical.
And there's this really direct link, isn't there, between the work you put in and what you actually created. The source mentions the blacksmith, for instance. He wasn't just making a product for credit.
Right.
He was building something lasting, a legacy through his skill.
Yeah. And that phrase they use, poetry inked in callous palms, that's powerful. It really gets at the artistry and personal investment in handcrafted things.
Totally different vibe from just clicking buy based on a logo, isn't it?
Definitely.
And this ties into what the source calls, I think, soul-fed economics, which sounds a bit mystical, but it seems to mean livelihoods being really deeply connected.
Connected to what?
To personal effort, yes, but also to actually sustaining the community around you.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. It does make you think about our modern side hustle culture.
Right, which can sometimes feel, a bit detached. Transactional, maybe.
Yeah. And the pace seems different, too. The source talks about wealth being awakened like embers.
Slow burn.
Exactly. Not this kind of rapid, almost frantic growth we sometimes chase now.
Yeah, that's a great point. It suggests a different relationship with time itself. The source says time had a stretched, sacred rhythm. Think about that compared to our deadlines and quotas.
It sounds calmer, more patient.
And wealth wasn't just about money or stuff, was it?
No, not at all. Things like respect from your neighbors, the reputation you build.
That was huge.
Yeah, and the idea that your craft could echo down through generations, that was real wealth.
The source even says coin, when it did change hands, was often less valuable than reputation.
Wow. So reputation as currency.
Kind of, yeah, like an invisible currency, it says, with interest that never wanes. It puts integrity right at the center.
That's really interesting. And knowledge, too, right? That was capital.
Ancient capital, yes.
Yeah.
Not digital files, but knowing how to rotate crops or use herbs for medicine.
Passed down directly, person to person.
Exactly. Through things like apprenticeships. The source calls them portals to stewardship. You weren't just learning a job, you were learning to care for something important.
And even community events had an economic layer.
Seems so. Festivals weren't just parties, they were market catalysts. Places to trade, connect. And it mentions songs acting like contracts, or dance having cultural currency. Celebration was actually part of the economic flow.
It's quite a holistic picture, isn't it? Everything woven together.
It is, and the source uses this lovely phrase, asking how this forgotten hymn whispers to our modern chaos.
Suggesting maybe real value isn't always the flashiest or the fastest thing.
Right. Maybe it's forged differently, with honor, with artistry, with intention.
So it feels like this older view suggests we might find more, meaning if we connect with that kind of deliberate, grounded effort.
Yeah, possibly find meaning alongside whatever wealth we create.
Okay, so wrapping this part up, the big takeaway seems to be this focus on tangible work, community value, reputation.
And a much slower, more deliberate pace. Definitely a contrast to today's financial world.
Absolutely.
So maybe a final thought for you to consider. How could incorporating some of this ancient alchemy, this focus on purpose, on tangible contribution, how might that enrich how you think about and pursue value in your own life today?